What is up, Youtubellets? It is PuddlesA1 here, and I'm bringing you another narrated Wi-Fi battle. So today, guys, I got a UU match against Arcanine9, a guy I met on the Smoking server. It was a really good battle, so don't judge by the team preview, because I know you're seeing all those Fire-type Pokemon, you're like, dude, just set up the Stealth Rockets, GG. But it's a lot more than that, and I just really want to explain my team for a little bit, just because there's some guys in there that I've never used, and Honchkrow. So, my Uber's team, I got that Ho-Oh, and he's that bulkier build with the Substitute and the Recover. So I was like, well, what other Pokemon can really do that? And I was thinking, well, Honchkrow can do that, because he's got the Substitute, he's got the Roost, he's got the Brave Bird, and then he gets Stab Priority and Sucker Punch, and he's got Massive Attack and Moxie. So I was like, I might as well make a team based around that. So with that being said, I do have the Quillfish and the Registeel both to be walls, and they both have Thunder Wave to slow down the faster pokes so that my Honchkrow can come in outspeed. I do have the Xatu to bounce back rocks, and I have the Magnezone to trap steel types, as well as the Kingdra just to be, specially offensive, just for like a team balance kind of thing. But that's about it. So enough with this long intro, and here we go. He's going to lead off with the Victini. I'm going to lead off with the Quillfish, and now I led off with Quillfish because he had several Pokemon that could have been Choice Scarfed, and I figured that an Intimidate on any of them would have been the best choice. So he does lead off with the Victini. It works out to my benefit because it turns out he is physical as opposed to special, because if he was special, he would have taken me out with a Psychic first turn, and that would have been really bad. So I know he's going to switch out. I'm going to go for the Thunder Wave. I knew he'd go out into Rotom, just like, I don't know why he would, but I was just thinking like it's an electric type. I guess electric doesn't really mind being paralyzed, but now I know he's going to want to go for the electric type move, so I'm going to switch out and go to my Magneton, knowing that he's basically pointless, but I do have a plan here, and I'm not sure if he's choice locked or if he would be, but I knew after seeing Discharge that he wouldn't be. So I'm going to set up a sub here, knowing that he's going to go for the Overheat, and knowing that after -2, he can still break my sub with an Overheat again. So I'm going to stay in this time, go for the Thunderbolt just to get a little bit of damage off, I guess, really just to stall out until he killed me. And now he's going to be at -4, and since he's at -4, there's no way he's going to want to stay in on any Pokemon that I'm going to send in. So now if I send in my Registeel, I can get my rocks up for free. So that's what I'm going to do. I go into my Registeel here, but now I know that he's going to want to be in before rocks with his Charizard. So I'm going to go for the Thunder Wave, predicting the Charizard to come in, because that is the obvious play, because that is the most in before rocks Pokemon on his team. And I do get the Paralyze off because it would have outsped my entire team, because I don't have any Choice Scarfers, and that's why I run 2 Thunder Wavers. So I do get the Stealth Rocks up on this turn as he does get paralyzed. Not that big of a deal. I'm not sure what he was going to go for, but I'm going to switch out and go into my Xatu as he does get paralyzed again. Really not sure what he was going to go for there again, because I'm kind of guessing that at this point he was going to go for Focus Blast, but he wasn't choiced at this point because I do see the Ancient Power, and I know he wouldn't have gone for Ancient Power on my Registeel. So I'm not sure what he is. Maybe E-Belt, not entirely sure. And I know he's not Life Orb, but he goes for Air Slash here, thinking it's going to do more, but it doesn't do that much. He probably should have stuck with the Ancient Power just because he could have gotten the stat boost, and it would have just been beneficial after all. So I'm going to go for the Roost here just to be at a decent range of HP so I can take another hit from him, but he does get paralyzed, unfortunately. I mean, this Charizard really couldn't have done much, because had I sent in anything else, it would have outsped it and took it out. So he makes a good play here and just sacrifices it, as I do take it out with 3 Nightshades from a Xatu. So Xatu gets a kill. I don't know how often you guys see Xatu getting a kill, but you got to see it on my channel. You're welcome. So now he goes out into his Semi-Seer here, and now I'm thinking that he's just going to want to go for the Fire-type move, so I'm going to stay in here and go for the Toxic. I do run Toxic on this over Thunder Wave. I did have Thunder Wave on it, but then I was like, I probably should run Toxic, because a lot of bulky Pokemon that want to stall out tend to come in on Xatu because like they bounce things back, and I can go for Toxic and do some of that stuff. So he goes for, I'm not sure, I think he goes for the Hidden Power. I'm not sure if it was super effective or not, but I'm going to go for the U-turn and switch out of there, and now I get to go into my Kingdra. Puddles, that's me, I don't know. But whatever. So I know that nothing on his team, like literally nothing on his team, wants to take a Spec Surf. So he goes for the Grass Knot, even at, I think, what, +1? The berry does, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I know even at whatever that boost is, that I'm going to live it, because I do, I'm neutral to it, but I don't want to stay in on a Darmanitan just for the off chance that it's Scarfed, because it probably is. So I'm going to switch into my Xatu as Death Fodder, because I'm pretty sure he was going to go for the U-turn. U-turn would be neutral, and it would probably take me out from that low range of health that I was at, and then I will get the Switch Initiative, as he does do just that, and then goes into his Victini. So now we can replay the first move of the game as I go into my Quillfish. As his Victini comes in, I get to Intimidate and whatnot, and he gets to go for U-turn. So instead of of going for Thunder Wave, knowing that he still has the Rotom that's Thunder Waved or paralyzed, I'm going to go for the spikes, predicting him to bring in his Rotom, predicting me to go for Thunder Wave. But I do set up my spikes, so that means that I'm going to have even more residual damage on Pokemon that touch the ground, and which are all of his Pokemon except for the Rotom, just because his Charizard has been KO'd. So I'm going to go on to Registeel here, predicting another electric type attack, but not Discharge. I was thinking maybe he'd go for Thunderbolt, but it turns out he has Volt Switch. So I'm not sure what kind of build he's running, just because I did see Discharge and then Volt Switch. So I'm not sure if that's bulky, because I'm not. I think bulky runs Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, Thunderbolt, and Overheat. So I'm going to leave my Registeel in here as Death Fodder, just because I don't need him anymore. And the -1 in special defense, and speed will really be beneficial to me. And Registeel got his rocks up, paralyze some guys, and that's about all he needs to do in this battle. So I'm going to go on to my Quillfish here and get the Intimidate off. And I was thinking at this point that he was choice in some way, so I'm going to go for the spikes here. I know I'm going to outspeed, but he is not choice here. Probably Expert Belt and goes for the Bolt Strike. I know I can take one just because I'm max HP, max defense, and he is at -1, but he's probably Expert Belt, and that's why he did so much with that. And I'm actually kind of thinking that he might be running Adamant over Jolly. Not entirely sure. If I did a damage calc, it'll probably be in the description, or I'm too lazy. You guys can go ahead and do it for me if you want. But I actually get to take him out with the Waterfall. That's pretty cool as he goes into his Arcanine here. And now I'm kind of thinking that he's just going to want to go for the not the Waterfall, but go for the Wild Charge. And on the off chance that he doesn't and he wants to go for the Morning Sun or whatever this Arcanine is, I can get a Thunder Wave off on it, because this thing can also outspeed my Pokemon. So I'm going to go out in Big Hat here, and Big Hat's my Honchkrow, and I'm going to go for the obvious Sucker Punch. I really didn't want to over-predict here, because if I did over-predict and go for the Brave Bird as opposed to the Sucker Punch, the Wild Charge would have taken me out, and that's not what I wanted to happen at all. So he switches out into his Rotom, takes Stealth Rock damage, then switches out into his Arcanine here just to get the Intimidate off on me, but because of the hazards that I set up, he will be able to live with a sliver of HP, and the Brave Bird will take him out, and the Moxie will happen, bringing me back up to neutral, so I'm no longer at -1. And now all he has left is this Darmanitan, and what's that other thing? The Rotom, and Rotom's going to die to Stealth Rock entry, and this Darmanitan takes a butt ton from the Stealth Rock and Spikes, because there's 2 layers of Spikes and a layer of Stealth Rock, and then I can go for the Sucker Punch, knowing that he's probably choiced in some way, and then he's going to come into Rotom, and he's going to die, and that's going to be GG, Arcanine9. Thank you guys for watching. If he does have a YouTube channel, you can go ahead and click from the Victini all the way to the Semi-Seer. It'll take you directly to his channel. Like his stuff, favorite it, do whatever. If he does not have a channel, then you can, by all means, go ahead and click the Honchkrow to see my last video. Click the Quillfish to see my next one when I upload it next Friday. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Tumblr. Add me on Skype. PuddlesA1 is the name throughout all that. You guys, I will be home actually for the rest of December. So if you guys want to get a battle with me, please add me on Skype. I will most likely be on Smogan every night early in the morning. I do live in Michigan, so do the time zone differences yourself. But if you want to battle me, please hit me up. I'm really looking for battles. I'm itching to battle people because I haven't done it in a long time. And I'm just rambling on. Like, this intro was too long. The outro was too long. The battle was just right. So I guess you got some, 3 little bears going on there, but it was kind of out of order. Anyway, I'm just going to cut it here because I'm running on 8.5 minutes. So peace, love, and later, Gators.